Primary ignition.
Citizens, welcome to Clone Wars Revisited. We're going to be getting into episode 12 tonight with Mark, and yes, we are missing one of the trio, but she'll be here soon. We're having what we call technical difficulties. Mark, how are you doing tonight?
Good. And guess what I just saw right as we were popping in? I'm going to remove our overlay real quick and add to the stage Ashley Renzo. Hi. Oh, now we lost Skip. All right. Jeff, we're going to take you out. Thank you for helping us. There we go. Success. All right.
Hey.
Let's fix our overlay. It has been a day, you guys. Let me tell you. All right. Let's move everyone to their right spots. Unmute Ashley's mic. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. There we go. Okay. You're back.
I'm back. Oh, holy crap.
Excellent. No worries. Hi, everyone. Sorry we are late. It was a
day.
A technical glitch situation over here that all the phones and devices were out and everything. So
I thought I was going to have to talk a whole lot more. Shoot.
StreamYard's like, no, not today.
Yep.
And I fought you, StreamYard.
But by the way, I was out last week, but you guys were great. And you did all the talking. And you did a good job. So thank you guys for covering while my mother-in-law was in town, which was really
fun.
How
did it go?
How was it?
So much fun. We saw Audrey McDonald on Gypsy. We saw Stereophonic. Oh man, it won Best Play at the Tonys.
Ooh.
Incredible. 3 hours long. Unreal. We saw the Radio City Rockettes. We had a lovely time. It was 5 straight days, but we ran that poor woman ragged. 82 years old, and she did it all. We saw the tree.
Wow.
We went to Rockefeller Center. We went to Hudson Yards. We did all sorts of Christmas stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was nice. I took off that Friday and that Monday, and I can't believe that Monday is already a week ago because it has not stopped on the network. So much has happened. My Ghost arrived. I did an unboxing of the Ghost. We did our New Year's pre-record yesterday, which we have to talk about. And now we have this Clone Wars, and then it's like on to like 2025 planning stuff. Like it's wild.
Yeah. Holy crap.
And it's Christmas Eve. Let's not forget right now. I'm actually thinking it'll be pretty light in the chat tonight because people are probably traveling. They're going to see their families.
So presents.
Yeah, exactly. There are things to do.
Please, they will
I'm
be
not
here
saying
for
I have
us.
to still do
It
some
is
shopping,
us.
but
they're going to be here.
Ray's here. I see Ray.
Ray's here.
Hi.
Yep.
Jeff.
Jeff's here. Dave's here.
Also
Spencer's
known as tech
here.
support.
Team tech support is in the chat.
Sherry and the whole gang will be here soon.
Like literally, I went to click the link that you sent, and it automatically like cut off the HTTPS portion of it, and then it started working.
Oh, weird.
I was like, okay, maybe it's because it was like the private secure server part of it in your section. That I don't know. It was weird, but I got in. So yeah tech support Jeff. Thank you.
We made it work. With that in mind, with it being sort of a kind of a light week on the network, we have off on Wednesday. It's usually at Daughters of the Galaxy, but it is Christmas, so we're posting the playlist for anyone who wants to watch any of the prior episodes.
Yeah, get a lot.
And then it's also the 5th Sunday of the month, so there's no Jedi Archives or Unifying Force. So the only new shows on the network this week are our show, Clone Wars Revisited, the Thursday Night Watch Along, which is covering Skeleton Crew, and the Skeleton Crew After Show. So a little bit on a light week because, we all need a little break. Yeah. And with that in mind, what is everyone doing for Christmas? And is everyone ready?
Now I am. I just have to pick up the party platter tomorrow. Okay.
Fortunately, I have a Bridget, and that means that I'm almost ready.
Excellent. And you
So
just
that
got
means
busy.
Magical.
all that we have to get is Bridget stuff.
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
She's-
There's an amazing SNL sketch where it's Kristen Wiig being a mom on Christmas morning, and they're opening up their presents, and
I
she's
got
like,
a robe.
"And I got this robe." And you got to watch that because it's very much like the moms do everything. She gets
Oh
one
my
gift, and
God.
it's a robe. And then they get to the very end, and they're like, "Wait, did we forget something?" It's like, "It's presents for the dog," and they got the dog all this stuff, and it's like, "And he got a robe." And just Kristen Wiig throughout all of it is just amazing.
She's like, and I got this robe.
Yeah, it's a really nice robe. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It's
And
on
they're like,
sale.
I got a Rolex. I got this.
It's crazy how many gifts everyone else got, and then this poor woman got a robe.
Well, most of my kids got their present December 5th through the 9th.
You've been one of the busiest people here. So you had the trip to Disney, and then you had everyone visiting Jedi Way. So tell
Yep.
everyone what that was like.
Oh, it was a blast. If I prepared really good, I would have had a one of the pictures. Maybe I could find one on my phone and hold it in front of the camera.
That might be the way to do it. Don't touch anything, and the thing will break it.
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have access to all the buttons because I'm still on peon status. But which I like my peon status. Keep me right there. I don't.
Spencer,
that is not a request to move up in the world. I am happy with my location.
It's more of a punishment than a reward. So
we most everybody actually a couple of people got in on Thursday night, and then most everybody rolled in on Saturday. Like Dave and Spencer came in on Friday, and then we went out to a place called Farm Burger, which is, as you can imagine from the title, from the farm to the table. So they local stocked hamburgers and things like that. And then Spencer, one day I'm going to get Spencer to the pinball museum.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
This is like
Hi,
twice.
Lori.
And it's like Spencer's, he's, besides the Biltmore State, he's looking forward to going to the pinball museum. But once again, we got started a little bit late for dinner. So by the time we finished, it was like 8:00 and the pinball museum closed at 9. And it was like $17 to go for like unlimited play, which would have been great if we'd been there at 7 for 2 hours. But we're kind of like, let's go back to the farm. So we kind of went back to my place and God, what did we do? I know at one point in time I got out my Star Wars DVD Trivial Pursuit and started reading cards. And I can't remember whether that was Friday night or Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Farm Burger was so good. Yes, it was delicious. It's a great place to eat. It was great for us because, there's, 16 or 18 of us, and you roll in. It's like, how do we all get together? And they line you up and they take your order. You go sit down, the next one sits down, the next one, and we're all joining up at a table. Plus, they were pretty happy to see us because, as you've heard, some incredible things have happened here. So some of the restaurants are still kind of recovering. They're waiting for people to really kind of get back in full mode. So we went to 2 local restaurants that were thrilled to have us come out and eat.
Good.
And then
that's awesome.
So Saturday morning we got up and went to my favorite diner. There's all 18 of us roll into the diner, and there was a interesting. I think one of the waitresses was like, yeah, he always comes and he's always wearing one of those shirts. Oh yeah, like the shirt you got on, as we're all wearing Star Wars gear, so we had. I think that was when I did the Trivial Pursuit. We had breakfast, came back to the farm. Played a little Trivial Pursuit, and then we went to a place called Roomba's, which, here
you
we
guys
are.
Ride around on Roombas? That's awesome.
No. We actually went to a restaurant called Roomba's, and we were a little bit nervous because here we've got a bunch of Californians and some of Hispanic descent, and we're taking them to a Mexican restaurant. But Mike Delicard informed us that we were the menu was pretty genuine and pretty good. There was good items on it. So La Roomba. We enjoyed
not like the robot vacuum.
No, not like the robot. We ate, and then we ran over to the Biltmore State, and we first thing we did was go into the Antlers Ridge and go to the wine tasting. So we got to taste a bunch of the new wines that were out for this year, which was nice. And then we got to buy some wine because, of course, after you taste it, you want to drink it. And then we went from there up to the actual estate, the house, which this house is massive. If I won't bore you with the details, but you never get to Google it. It's started in 1890, finished in 1895. It actually has indoor plumbing, which is amazing. It has an indoor swimming pool in this place.
Bougie.
But they had dressed it up for Christmas, so they had a bunch of Christmas trees up with lights in it. So going at nighttime with all the decorations all lit up was really cool. And then after we got out of it, we had a bunch of lightsabers with us, and so we did a lightsaber meetup in front of the Biltmore house. Let's see if I can get this to look really good on
Mhm.
the camera.
I was super impressed
Wow.
because here's the thing. I've been to the Biltmore. As I've mentioned numerous times, my in-laws live in Knoxville, and so I have my other in-laws live in Atlanta, and I think it was when we were in Knoxville, we took a trip out to Biltmore. That seems closer than Atlanta. I can't remember now. It's all such a blur. And
Knoxville's about 2 hours away,
yeah,
and that's my daughter laying on her back, taking us a picture of us all putting our lightsabers up.
That's
that's
amazing.
amazing.
And
See, we weren't there at night. We went during the day, and we did
yep.
I was very impressed with the Biltmore. Um,
Oh yeah.
so yeah.
You go there and eat and taste the wine and go to the gift
Mhm.
shop and the candy shop, and and then go through the house, and there's just in the spring and summertime the gardens are there, which are really impressive. I actually uh, get a equine pass, which allows me to take my horses over there and ride the trails. So
Ooh,
that's
that's cool.
fun
That's
too.
you a fancy
Oh,
girl.
really,
Oh, look at that. Thank you,
that's
Jeff.
got to be
Um,
Dave or Jeff, one of the two of them. They
yeah.
both got
So
pictures in there.
because you're still a plebe, you can't see like I can see Jeff. Like you know how you see me and Ashley
Yep.
Yeah.
below. Jeff is secretly there also.
Secret Jeff.
Secret Jeff. So he's a ghost posting photos. Thank you, Jeff.
He's Spectre 8.
Yes.
But then we went to the group has decided that their favorite breakfast joint, which we went to on Sunday, is a place called Biscuit Head, because they make biscuits inside of a cat's head, and it's a bougie breakfast joint, and we eat there. Yeah, secret Jeff. But yeah, so we ate breakfast there, and then Sherry departed from that point, and then we went back to the house and hung out, and everybody had different departure times,
Mhm.
but then Mark Truex and his wife Jen and Cindy and Melissa's cousin Cindy came, and I took them out, and we went to the Crest building, which is full of local artists just disclosing their sorry, I forgot to mute my phone. Displaying their artwork and selling it there. So we got Jen got a few things there. Then we went over to the chocolate lounge and got some chocolate stuff, as you would imagine. And
I
I got hot chocolate, and I think uh, Cindy and Melissa got like chocolate lattes or something like that. And then we went down to the Mass General store and shopped there. And then we went to Mellow Mushroom Pizza. So it's a
You guys did a lot of eating. It feels like
Yeah.
there were more
Oh,
than
yeah.
You guys went
3
to
meals a
Disney World.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, we did the what you call the Asheville Disney World tour.
So, do you think this will? It's sort of an annual thing. Do you think you'll do it again next year? Because I was feeling
Yeah,
the
I think so.
FOMO. It was
Yeah.
a tough year for me to be able. I couldn't take any more damn time off, and then I actually literally have one vacation day left, and I'm using it on the 31st, even though because the 31st should be a holiday, we don't have it off at work, and I was like, I can't go in on the 31st.
I don't either.
I'll lose my mind. So, I'm off I have off this week, Tuesday, Wednesday for Christmas Eve tomorrow, and Christmas Day, of course, on Wednesday. But then I'm working from home on Thursday, and then going into the office on the 27th. I'll go in on the 30th. I took off the 31st. I'm off on the 1st, and then it's like business as usual starting on the 2nd. Like I only know a few people who took one extra day, but most like everyone I know is coming back in on the 2nd and the 3rd. So before you know it, like the party time is over, and it's like onto some real stuff. And then I'm in Vegas 2 weeks later for work. It's like
That sounds
crazy.
terrible. Ew.
All this, well, it's going to be a trade show, but I'm sad I missed the Jedi Way retreat.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well,
I'm excited about Vegas, but it's oh my god, the work does not stop. And right now,
well,
it just seems chaotic, like just everywhere.
we're going to find sometime, maybe after Celebration, to have a Clone Wars Revisited Jedi Way retreat.
Yeah, do something. Maybe record down there too. That could be really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had fun. It sounds like a great time was
Yeah.
had by everyone. Um, and
it
then
was. I got a new horse.
oh,
Nice.
Yes,
what's
got
your
here
horse's
Friday.
name?
His name is Trace, and he's a quarter horse, and I'm
Oh.
quite thrilled with his personality and his skills, abilities. He's got really soft eyes. That's
Mm.
Is he a
important in a
magical
horse.
horse?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. He's 11 years old, which
Aw.
was how old my my first horse, Bird. I got her when she was 10, and she lived until she was 30. So
Wow.
that's a long time commitment. Long
Yeah.
term commitment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm ready. They're opening the trails at Biltmore on January 1st, or right after the 1st. So that'll be cool to get back over there and romp around. It's my kind of clear my head area.
Nice. That's fantastic.
But can we talk about how much Skip dislikes this Superman trailer, or is that inappropriate?
Not for today. We're gonna roll in the positivity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually talked a little bit about it before we did our New Year's pre-record yesterday, and I do think it is a mixed review. So I would say it's also a teaser.
Yeah, it's a teaser. It's not like
It's
fleshed out.
vibes. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not really.
vibes.
It's not a trailer. It's a teaser more.
No, it's a teaser, and it's just to introduce vibes and the world, and I think the color grading. Like this is a colorful movie.
It's like our background. It's like,
Yeah,
bam.
like, whoa. And here's like I have insider information on this. I am a licensee. I know a lot of the plot, which means I can't talk a thing about anything.
Oh, that
I'm
must be
excited for it.
so hard to like
Yeah.
have it
Well,
spoiled for you before it's
well,
even.
they don't tell us everything, and sometimes they tell us misinformation intentionally, and sometimes things change. And
Oh.
this is not my first rodeo with this either. I mean, I've been in the
Yeah.
licensed product space for a long time, and I usually know stuff about things that I like well in advance, and then I also find out that not all of it is accurate, or they don't tell you everything, and you miss a lot of
So it's
the
kind of like when they
information.
put those like sneaky extra lines or extra
Mhm.
like footage in the trailer, and you're like, that
Well,
wasn't in the movie.
I also think everything's a moving target, right? Like
That
sometimes
is
there'll
true.
be responses. I always use the Sonic reference, right? Like the Sonic trailer lit the internet on fire in a way that like there was basically a revolt. Like it felt like a government overthrow,
Yeah.
and they had
Oh
to
my
fully
god.
change the animation on Sonic, and they did. And it was actually one of the few times that I think the fans really got it right, because I don't think bullying studios and attacking creators
No,
achieves
absolutely not.
anything. But
But
like the look of Sonic was
clearly,
horrible.
yeah.
Um,
And honestly, I think that saved the franchise because
yeah, I agree. I think like if you
now
had done
they
the
have
original version,
Sonic 3,
mhm,
Knuckles, which is like I said last week, hilarious.
yep.
And
I have not seen any of the Sonic movies. Is that
Oh, they're
awful?
fun. They're fun.
they're fun.
They're
Mindless fun.
inoffensive. Yeah, I actually liked the second one quite a bit. I think I've mentioned this, that Colleen, who does the voice of Tails,
Yeah.
is by far the best part. Idris Elba's
So
fine.
cute.
Ben Schwartz does Sonic. He's good. James Marsden is wasted in that movie, like all things James Marsden does. Like Hollywood does not know how to use this man. It
Except
is
in
like
Enchanted. He was
he's
really good in
he
Enchanted.
was good in
excellent
Enchanted. He's also
Enchanted.
like the fourth or fifth build in that movie. It's another one where it's like he has such leading man capability, and like they just kept swinging and missing with him. Like I don't know what it was, but I love James Marsden, and I feel like he hasn't gotten his flowers.
Yeah.
That being said, I think he's poised for a return for X-Men something with Secret Wars, because how could you not?
Yeah. That'd be
Like
awesome.
I love for him to get his like justified moment, almost like everyone else did in Deadpool Wolverine. Circling back to Superman, though, I think the vibes in the world have been introduced, and now we see the reactions, right? Like, and Skip and I were talking about this. It couldn't be farther away from the Snyderverse. It's almost as if someone wrote out, "What is the Snyderverse? Dark, gritty, grounded, this," and they were like, "Flip all of that because we want to get as far away as possible. Hopeful, colorful, ridiculous, like the giant
Adorable dog.
monsters." Yeah, crypto. Here's the thing. I don't love crypto. I'll be honest. Like I think crypto is silly and stupid. I think he's the Scrappy Doo of the Superman universe, right?
He
That
kind
being
of
said,
reminds me of
like,
Cosmo and
So it's a
Guardians
wrong
of the
dog
Great.
too. I mean,
well,
if you're
it's a
going to be
different type of dog.
if
Yeah.
you're going to be comic book accurate, like they're trying to sell this, then let's be comic book accurate. They need to put George Reeves' Superman suit back in the closet and get a real one. Doesn't need to be Henry Cavill's, but it's got to be better than George Reeves. And then, Dave and I were having this conversation as to whether Crypto was supposed to be a white German Shepherd or a white retriever. I always thought he looked in the comics like a white retriever.
Yeah. Or white lab.
And let's make Superman a little bit more comic accurate, because the super duper curly hair thing was not getting it for me for Clark. Paul Kent was not looking like Paul Kent.
He kind of
He looks like a homeless man on the farm.
But the guy who plays, if you guys have seen Constantine with Keanu Reeves, everything goes back to Keanu. He was the priest who helped John Constantine solve supernatural spiritual things. And he's the one that actually drowns himself with the wine in the liquor store to give Constantine the message, and like carves it in his hand about, the demons. So he was in Constantine, and he's playing Pa Kent. So he's a really good actor, and I'm kind of excited for it.
But he's not representative of Pa Kent for me. Sorry.
I understand. Yeah.
Scream out. We're going to be so comic book accurate. We're not going to be so dark. Look, I get that you didn't like the Snyderverse. I'm not sure that I like the Snyderverse, though I thought the movies were. I liked Man of Steel. I hated Batman versus Superman. I thought it was awful. It was an awful look. A lot of people get it because it was a graphic novel that was all gritty, and it's like, okay, after years of comic book Superman and comic book Batman, they wanted something a little bit more gritty. They wanted it to feel more real. Come on, it's a man who can fly. It's not supposed to be real. Okay, so get off the grit and go to the basis of who the character was for umpteen decades on DC Comics. Mm-hmm. But this guy doesn't look, and I think Henry Cavill could smoke this guy 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. He just doesn't have the Superman look. I'm hopefully.
Well, we haven't seen him shirtless yet. I also think
you gotta get rid of George Reeves' Superman costume.
I like the costume. I love the red shorts.
Honestly,
I think they're very cute.
I
also think.
Now, if you watch,
it looks like it came out of the 50s. Oh my goodness!
It's supposed to be retro. It's supposed to be
not that
timeless.
Retro. It's supposed to be more like 70s retro, not
Dean Cain's Superman in the 90s. He had the tights.
Oh, I hate spandex. Like the kind of you know what I mean? Like that just looks like a cheap Power Ranger suit. All right, here's my thing though. I think that this trailer did what it was supposed to.
Yeah,
it introduced the vibe, the color grading, and the universe, and it did show you the suit, and it gave us the tagline. The tagline is "Look Up," and have I ever needed a tagline that made sense? Like "Look Up" is like, yes, here we go. I feel it. I understand what he's trying to do. Will the movie be good? I can't tell you yes or no. Am I excited for it? Hell yes. And I say this all the time. I always give my disclaimer. I'm a licensee for a lot of stuff, and I only talk about the stuff that I think is going to be good. Because I sometimes will work on something and be like, oh yeah, I worked on that after the fact. When I if I'm like, there are plenty of projects that I'm making things for, and I'm like, or it's not for me. I'm pumped about Superman. I think it's going to be spectacular, but I also understand everyone's concerns. I hear you on the way that people think the suit doesn't fit. I think it'll be fine. I think that David is going to be excellent. I love his curly hair as Clark.
He kind of reminds me of Richard Ayoade from the IT crowd when he's in the Clark suit.
Yeah.
All fluffy.
He actually looks different as Clark versus Superman.
But all I can hear is like, weird is all I got. That in my sweet style.
All right, here's a quick question for the group that I think won't be divisive, but I think will be interesting.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Superman?
I have to say it's a tie between Christopher Reeve and Brandon Routh.
Okay. Skip, who's yours?
Yeah.
It's kind of strange because I was in the movie theaters watching Christopher Reeve when the first movie came out. Mm-hmm. God, I thought the intro to that movie lasted for half the movie itself. It was like all intro. If you ever watch it from the beginning, I was like, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. So there's a sweet spot for Christopher Reeve, but he
Yeah.
was god awful, uber innocent in that movie. It was almost like so sugary sweet. It was over the top. I thought Brandon Routh did a great job because he was reminiscent of Christopher Reeve,
That's
and it was
exactly why I
supposed to be
picked
a
him.
follow along,
Yeah.
okay, we don't have Christopher, but we want as much Christopher as we can get, and I think Brandon Routh did a great job.
Fantastic.
Dean Cain was all right. Tyler Hoechlin, I think, has done a wonderful job with his show, but Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman.
And I was gonna say,
He looks more like Superman than anybody else.
yeah, I think that takes you so far. I will argue that Zack Snyder's Superman, as portrayed by Henry Cavill, isn't Superman. It's a completely different character. He's very interesting, and I like this character. He's not Superman. He's like some angry guy who's brooding and annoyed, and that just doesn't feel like Superman. He's the best in shape.
Steph
He
agrees
looks
with this.
great.
Yep.
I think
I
he
think,
looks,
yeah,
but I don't. But here's what I'm saying: I'm not a uber big fan of Snyderverse. As I just said, I hated Batman versus Superman, and yes, he
yeah.
was very dark in that. I think he was, he was a little brooding. Don't get me wrong; he was trying to figure out who he was and where he came from, because until and when he figured it out, he was less that way. But
It was very early odds. It's
and
such a
especially
product of
his.
its time.
I
Yeah.
will give you this: out of the Batman versus Superman, the Clark Kent interactions with Lois Lane were definitely a great representation of Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Um,
Sherry
Can I
says
say
she's
that?
partial to Tom Welling.
All right, Sherry, you beat me to the punch. I was going to say I'm going to be the weird outlier here and say that my favorite Superman is Tom Welling from
He was,
Smallville.
he was adorable as
He,
Superman. I caught like maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but my uncle was a huge fan of Superman,
oh,
and he loved
yeah,
Smallville.
it was a great
here's
show.
it was fantastic. And Clark, here's the thing: if you get Clark right, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I think like if you get
kind of like
Clark,
Bruce Wayne.
yeah, if you get Bruce right, Batman is sold on the costume and the action, but
Val
Bruce
Kilmer.
is the heart of the character, the same way that Clark is the heart of Superman. Um, I think that being said, what I'm excited about is we have a whole new start ahead of us with James Gunn and the DC Studio stuff. And if people
Yeah,
didn't like the trailer, fine. It's a teaser. It's not even a trailer. Um, and I think that it's going to take everyone a minute to get used to this whole new thing because it's really fast. Like they're rebooting this really fast. And we just saw Henry Cavill on screen as Superman not 2 years ago in the Black Adam. Like it's the kind of thing where like even though nothing really happened there, and he was in the final season of not final season, the prior season of Peacemaker. Like they kept teasing that Cavill was coming back as Superman, and I think a lot of people are feeling the FOMO of like he never got his second standalone movie because the Batman Superman crossover wasn't really like a Superman sequel. It was sort of the setup to Justice League. He's sidelined for a chunk of the second Justice League movie because he's dead for part of it. And Justice League was a hot mess for a variety of reasons. But
yeah,
I will say this: I think Henry Cavill didn't get his fair shake, and I think that's what's disappointing. Brandon Routh didn't get his fair shake, and that was incredibly disappointing. And I think that Tom Welling also somehow didn't get his fair shake because he was only on TV and he never got to actually like wear the S and put on the cape. It's what Dave is saying right now. He's only Superman for a minute, but he's great as Clark. But also like as Clark, he's saving the world kind of undercover and he's coming into his own. But like who is the definitive Superman? I think Christopher Reeve is probably who people think of because he at least got 4 standalone movies and like carried that mantle for such a long time.
and even
I think
like
they have a shot of like capturing that magic again, and doing it right, having learned the lessons of how they failed Henry Cavill.
Yes. Also, getting into DC, we had Creature Commandos drop.
Yes.
Already picked up for season 2. Fantastic voice cast.
Loving them.
Crazy
I can't
fun.
get enough of
Skip, I think you would really like it. It's just
Skip. It's super fun. Frank Grillo, by the way, Frank Grillo.
Crossbow.
I have such a girl crush on Frank Grillo. Oh man. And he's sexy as a cartoon. Like I don't understand how this man's charisma is
he's
just
like old
oozing
man
through the screen.
Flag. He plays Rick
know.
Flag Senior.
Rick Flag
Flag's
Senior.
dad.
Yes.
So,
So, and by the way, Rick Flag Jr. could get it too, but Rick Flag Sr. One is a great juicy burger, and the other one is a steak. So I'm so ready for Frank Grillo to be back on my screen because he's also in the Superman trailer. Did you see him? So he's going to be in the live action Superman movie because the universe is all interconnected.
and that
But
is cool. That's
he's
what I
really
like.
good. The woman who plays the bride in Dear Varna is a Star Wars actress,
Yeah,
and she's excellent
she's
as the bride.
Tala in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
And she's also in Game of Thrones, as we've gone over.
Yep, correct. And she is basically the one who carries Creature Commandos. So high praise for Creature Commandos. Also, not to get into spoilers because this just happened, but Agatha dropped today with I'm sorry, What If dropped today with their second episode, and it features Agatha and it features Camille Nanjiani's character from the Eternals.
Yeah,
And
he's
oh my god,
back.
I like lost my mind. I want to go watch it again.
I didn't
So
realize that was a new season. I saw What If, and I just
Mhm.
kind of discarded it because I didn't realize the new
They're
season came
dropping
out.
an episode every day
Every day
until the
again.
end of the year. So
Yep. Which I
Okay.
hate, by the way. I want more time to breathe with this. I wish this was like 2 episodes a week for like 4 straight weeks or something,
yeah.
as opposed to these daily drops, because I'm not going to be able to keep up. Also, I
So
just want to shout out real quick Dave O'Neill mentioning the animated Superman and the animated Batmans. I am a huge proponent
absolutely.
of animation, and whenever anyone asks me who my favorite Batman is, without a doubt, I say Kevin Conroy. Like
Mhm.
he is my definitive Batman. And then it turned out years later, I don't know, maybe there's something just literally biological. I found out he was gay like 5 or 10 years ago or whatever it was, and I was like, oh shit, like he's always been my favorite Batman.
Yeah, I didn't
How did
find
I
out.
know?
I
Yeah.
didn't find out he was until probably maybe like 4 years ago, actually.
Exactly. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that one of the reasons he got into voice acting was that his on-screen acting work was actually like problematic in some places because he was open and he needed to be more closeted to do more work, and then he ended up in sort of voiceovers by accident, and then he became once you become Batman, then you started booking gigs, right? Like, and he was excellent in
Yeah,
that
he
role.
was in Raleigh a couple of years when Dave and I were there.
Oh,
Yeah, and he always had a huge line. And here's the other interesting thing: like
such a
sometimes,
sweet guy.
you know,
Yeah.
you know like a little bit about people, but you don't know their whole story. Everyone loved working with him, and so
Mhm.
it's just like really, really sad that we lost him because
All
he
the
died a
fan
couple of years
stories are
ago.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
My final comment on the Superman thing was I saw the pictures of David Cornsweet that they released as stills, and I was like, And I said, damn, he looks a lot like Henry Cavill. That's kind of strange. Why didn't they just go with Henry Cavill? But when I saw the live action, he so did not look like the stills that they'd released earlier, and I was very disappointed because to me, he doesn't look like Clark or Superman.
David Cornsweet, I think he
Yeah.
looks just like both of the characters. I think people are I gotta be honest, I think there's this fucking delusion out there that like Henry Cavill is like the actual Superman. If you pull up all of the Superman media that's out there, he doesn't look like Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is just everyone's most recent iteration of Superman. Like
Uh,
I think that
I hear
David
what you're saying.
Cornsweet looks like Superman. David Cornsweet does not look like Henry Cavill. And I also think Henry Cavill in the suit looks like a Superman because there's so many iterations. But if you Google Superman, Henry Cavill is not who Superman looks like. Like I think this is what the internet delusion is right now on this Henry Cavill thing. I'm actually so over him now. Now I've turned around where it's like I've actually started disliking Henry Cavill because of the Snyder fans. Like, isn't that sick? Like, it's really like turned
And I
in a
don't even
way.
like Snyder
I
verse.
know, and
I
I'm not
don't like
blaming you.
Snyderverse,
I'm
but
blaming
I
the
still
internet.
think. But look, I mean, I was there for. I mean, I've been there in all of them. I mean, I remember
Mhm.
growing up watching George Reeves on TV, and then being in the movie theater the weekend that Superman opened,
Mhm.
and seeing all three of those in the movie theater, and then seeing the Brandon Routh movie, and going, and it had been so
Did
long
you see it
since
in
Christopher Reeve
3D?
had done any movies. I kind of was like, oh, I see the Christopher Reeve there. I see the Christopher Reeve there,
Mhm.
and and Brandon's costume was a little off, but and don't get me wrong, Henry Cavill's outfit is not comic book accurate,
It's
but
actually pretty close to Rebirth in the grand scheme of things.
yeah,
Like, if
well,
you
if I
want like
remember,
one slice of it, but it's too dark.
yeah,
Um,
I was a comic book fan before all that stuff came out.
yeah.
So, I'm more I'm previous, I remember reading when DC was recycling into the in the night, and let's see, 86 to 90, yeah, about 89 or 90 when they redid Superman,
Mhm.
and Lex Luthor became the corporate mogul instead of the super villain type of Lex Luthor.
Mhm.
And I remember reading them having to say, okay, he shaves by using a mirror in his heat vision to cut his hair
Oh,
off
yeah,
his
yeah.
face. And that was about the time that I stopped reading Superman. So Doomsday is all not my Superman.
Oh, see,
I mean,
Doomsday was one of my entry points because I was 12 when that
I
happened,
was
or
I
or
was out by
10,
that point in time.
10 or 11 or 12.
Yeah, I was out
Um,
by that point in time. So for me, it's a different feel, and the whole you know
Hey guys,
the storyline was like, yeah, we're way past. We're at
oh
9:42
yeah,
and
we're
haven't
at
watched
almost
our show.
9:45. We
this
have
is
to,
like the
Enough
Superman
Superman.
hour.
no, I
Yeah.
think well, we also
Okay,
started
Mama.
late.
Mama
Um,
Ashley's kicking our asses into gear. Let's
let's hit
watch some
play on the
Star Wars.
episode and then
What's this show
continue.
called?
Well, here's the thing: we have to watch.
Superman Revisited.
No, but here's the thing: we
Duh.
have to watch Jar Jar tonight. So I am happy to talk more Superman and
Oh
everything
yeah,
else.
absolutely.
We'll start the episode and continue
Yeah.
talking about Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as we start it.
I'm interestingly, this episode, Phil Lamar does Jar Jar.
Really?
Yeah, weird.
Huh.
Okay, let's start Clone. Oh, wait, we have banners and stuff. Hold on. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm telling you, we need just a pop culture general show. I shouldn't say it out loud. That make us do it. Pop culture general show where we just
That's
talk
just
about
not in the chat anymore.
yeah. Oh, good. All right, here's what we're watching tonight. This is season 1, episode 12, the Gungan General. Ashley, do you want to read the description?
Sure. My tribute to Tom Kane. While negotiating Count Dooku's ransom, Anakin and Obi-Wan are taken prisoner. The Jedi and Sith form an unlikely alliance in a bid to escape, with Jar Jar Binks as their only hope.
Ugh. Fail with honor rather than succeed by fraud. All right, I'm going to stop you there because knowing what I know about the world now, I'm going to succeed by fraud. Like,
Ugh.
that's a terrible lesson. Boo, boo the
Everything
Clone
we were
Wars.
taught. Boo.
Yeah, I
Boo
know,
this
exactly.
man. Boo.
Exactly. Everyone, especially Boo Jar Jar. All right, so cue up your Disney Plus machines. Hit the episode, season 1, episode 12, the Gungan General, and let me get back and hit that. Where's that countdown? Come on, countdown. That's the 10.
Oh, yeah, make sure it's the 10.
Yeah, oh, believe me. All right, here we go, and go.
I forgot that. I had been watching something earlier and the volume was turned up.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh, yeah. So,
Home Alone marathon's on right now.
I think Dave just put up our banners. I didn't even notice they weren't there.
Yay!
We
Thank
had a
you,
mess
Dave.
of a start to this episode. We couldn't. Ashley had logging in issues. I was running late, so I actually text. Of course, it's the day when I'm like, "Oh, sorry." I'm usually in like 15 to 20 minutes before the episode, and I didn't even log in until like 10 minutes before. And then I'm seeing Ashley saying something in the chat that she can't get in, and then I guess the banners weren't loaded. We're usually well more buttoned up in this, but like,
It was
it's been a
Hot Mess
day.
Holiday.
Yeah. Well, we also we're pretty good off the cuff though. I was having a conversation with Jeff because he and I were texting on Saturday after my ghost arrived. Let me see if I can even slide this into frame real quick, just to show you the size of the box. This is the box, you guys. Jesus Christ, you can't even get it in the whole picture, right?
Lord, mine
the
is still
box-
downstairs.
It's unreal. I'm putting it on my workout bench right now, so I didn't exercise today. But the box arrived
Just lift the
Friday
ghost.
late in the day.
Fine.
Exactly. There we go. That's lift the ghost. And then I'm texting the guys. I was like, "Oh, how exciting!" I put a picture up on Instagram, and without missing a beat, Spencer was like, "Because I said I might do an unboxing on my Instagram or something."
Yeah.
He's like, "We should do it for the network." And Dave O'Neill is usually our unboxing expert. Like he has a show on the network where he does unboxings. And I was like, "Oh yeah, we'll use those graphics. Jeff will hook it up." Pulled it all together in like 15, 20 minutes. Set it up, and then we just went live on the network, and I just started opening the box poorly. If you watch me, like, try to use a knife, try to
But you didn't
lift the
bleed out,
box.
so it's fine.
No, I got 0 cuts. It was actually like, quite the quite the process. And then Jason built it for me afterwards in all of 15 minutes. We could have kept the camera rolling. It was actually really easy.
Wow, that's
But it
awesome.
was,
Well, that's good news for me because I'll be doing it by myself. But like
yeah.
my mom, I was at work and she texted me and she goes, "This is here for you." She goes, "The delivery guy that dropped off flowers from your sister and brother-in-law helped me bring
Mhm,
it in the house." I was like, "Oh, okay, hold on. I'll take it upstairs when I get home." I
mhm.
tried to lift that thing. I
Mm-mm.
just pushed it across the room into the dining room, and I was like,
Yep,
"Alan will bring it up when he gets here later this week. It's
exactly.
fine."
It's a team lift situation.
It's
Um,
literally a teamless situation. That box
so
is 50 pounds,
yeah,
easy.
49.6, because I think if it stays under 50, you don't need multiple delivery drivers. There's something about that. Um,
Yeah.
Sherry, I did hear that you were one of the people asking for an unboxing, and so that we made sure we made it happen. It is up on the
Yeah.
page. Let me know if you need the link. Um, it was it was actually like quite exciting because, as you know, Ashley, like we backed this thing in at San Diego Comic-Con
We did.
2023. So it's almost a year and a half ago at this point.
Yeah.
And we knew it was coming because when Hasbro HasLab said that this was like that something was coming, we all thought it was the Ghost, and we knew, but then like when it fully happened, and I was in San Diego when they announced it, and less than an hour after they physically like removed the blanket from over the table, I was able to run over there and take a look, and I think I snapped 1,000 photos of that one little glass case, and then it was up
Yeah, and
online.
it was only like a cardboard cutout really of it, and then, like, because they hadn't finished with the prototype yet, but they had like a standee of it in the case.
Yeah, it
And
was
I
looking
was
pretty good.
begging my friend, I'm like, "Do you know what it is?" Because she works for Hasbro, and she's
Hmm.
like, "Not telling." I'm like,
Yep.
"Ah."
Oh yeah, I'm telling
So
you,
bummed.
I signed so many NDAs, and people, and I think there's anyone in the chat who works in licensed product or in media and
Yeah.
entertainment.
Why do you have to sign
I
more than one? I
usually
mean,
there's
one for each
incremental.
product. I understand that.
Well, there's usually one that comes with the contract in general, but then when you have specific meetings or asset deliveries, there's sometimes incremental NDAs as reminders, but also for extra enforcement and sometimes additional punishment. And there's sometimes different handling rules. So, like my normal day to day confidential is pretty standard. But on something like the Superman movie coming out, like I know things, and I'm probably not even supposed to say that I know things. But there's like really things where if those assets ended up on the internet, one, they'd actually be watermarked with my name on them. So you would know where they came from. And guess who goes
Yep.
to prison? It's me. So we have certain types of handling rules where certain assets can be on shared servers. Sometimes you need, like when I do submissions on certain things, they sometimes need password protection, like extra things for like if I'm submitting something for the new Superman movie, I'll use that as a reference, but it's not actually true. If I need to put an extra password or a special delivery, like maybe you can't use WeTransfer, you have to use their internal um, preferred delivery method, or you can't store things on Dropbox, but you can use their box, which is different than Dropbox. Like those things all get worked out on specific properties, separate from your standard day-to-day product development. Um, and yeah, it's kind of wild just how also how difficult it is becoming to make product because guess what? Everything's on Reddit. Like everything is leaked. There are leakers everywhere. You see the credits in a movie and you see that 1,000 people work together to make this project. It just takes one. It could be the person at craft service or the gardener or someone who works in PR at the corporate office who figures out how to get their hands on an asset or call someone at a fan site and tell them the plot beat for beat of an upcoming movie. And then before you know it, it's out there.
Dooku doing some magic hand wavy thing.
Yep.
I really thought he was going to pull that knife through the bar and stab one of them.
It was too early.
I don't trust Dooku. That smirk was, I don't know.
I love a good team up though of good guys and bad guys who have to just
Yeah.
like team up for an episode. It worked great in Rebels with Zeb and Agent Callus.
Yeah.
So
Pilots are dead because Jar Jar killed them. Oh no.
Dark Jar Jar.
Man.
This is a dark episode.
Yeah, a lot of death already.
Yeah. And they bring in Jar Jar to like just,
Lighten the load, but
temper it.
it's just
Yeah.
weird though. It's so weird.
Comedic relief.
Yeah.
Oh no, the pilots are dead, and so is this representative from Coruscant. Quiet, I'm kicking ass.
Dooku is such a badass. He's one of my favorite characters.
Quacky and Monkey Lizard.
Well,
Oh, yay.
oh my god.
Double yay.
And we're right back where we started.
Yep.
This time we have armed guards.
Honda's a little less nice in these episodes.
Yeah.
Put the goggles on.
Also, can't we just force choke everyone to death? Just all of them, just
I mean, it's
from
Dooku.
afar. Yeah.
He should be doing this.
Yeah, I didn't buy into the whole getting recaptured. They would have been like, yeah. People would have been flattened against the walls all over the place.
Is that
Oh,
giant
absolutely.
jump? Just one big tall jump. That's all we need.
Anakin's good at that. Let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
Hot
animation
Toys.
is still really good, though.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Hot Toys dropped the Commander Wolf hot toy, and
Mm.
it's so crazy to see him young with like the whited out eye with the scar through it. Obviously, he looks like Tamara Morrison,
Hmm.
and then one of his battalion. So I got that. I got both of those because it's one step closer. All I need is Gregor, and I have all my Rebels clones, and I'm good.
Yep. Exactly. You got a
I doubt
Rebels
they'll
set.
ever make it, but my Rex is amazing, so I had to get Wolf. And the armor is obviously very Filoni'd with the wolf on it, and it's really, really great. So Jeff drops a Superman picture in the text chat. He kind of looks like Tom Welling in the middle pic.
Yeah, I
A
will
bit.
say, not to beat the dead horse on Superman, we're at the start of a whole new universe now. So with Creature Commandos, Peacemaker Season 2,
excited.
Superman, then Supergirl, the Green Lantern
Millie
Corps.
Alcock.
Yeah,
I love her.
she's gonna be good.
House of the Dragon.
I'm excited about the Green Lantern Corps. And I gotta be honest, like, okay, am I the only person who loves Booster Gold? Like, I am so excited about Booster Gold as a series.
Because Seth Meyers is a huge fan too.
Okay, I knew that there
he's
has
known
to be
thing,
someone
yeah.
else out there because
Seth
I
Meyers is
always
a
thought
huge Booster
like that
Gold
he
fan.
was really fun, and I'm so excited. I loved him as a kid because he was part of the Justice League crew that gets his ass handed to him by Doomsday, right? So
Yep.
Doomsday takes
Alan
out.
and I were just discussing this the other day.
Yeah,
he's a DC like encyclopedia, so he was explaining it to me.
Yeah, like I remember when Doomsday came through and wipes out that iteration of Justice League. It's like the
So
white version of
fast.
Blue Beetle. So not Javi, but the Alan, I forget who it is. Whoever the Blue Beetle is before this. Booster Gold, Fire and Ice, Superman is there. Batman's nowhere to be found throughout this whole run. And a few other like real D-list type people.
Yeah.
But I remember Booster Gold had his own like standalone run for a while, and he was really fun. Like I like the idea of someone from the future coming back for fame. Like his whole thing was he wanted to be famous, and I was like, and then every time he was in an animated episode of something, like I just thought that he was really compelling. So I'm excited that he's getting his own show. And funny enough, we've cast Nathan Fillion as this Guy Gardner, which is so weird.
Yeah,
'cause he's
people
like an
hating
old
on that
version.
haircut, but I'm telling you, it's comic accurate.
The bowl cut is right on. The problem is, like,
Oh, yeah.
he's too old. Like, so I think he's a weird old Green Lantern. He would have been an amazing Booster Gold at his douchey days of Firefly.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been a perfect Booster Gold 20 years ago. And so I'm hoping they find someone with that same swagger. And who was the Blue Beetle from that time period, Dave, that I'm blanking on?
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe they'll pull Sholo into it again.
No, I think he is coming back as part of this DC universe, but who
Nice.
knows? It's all very because Amanda Waller is the same, and I think they're going to use the excuse
Because
that like
who's
when
gonna top Viola Davis?
well that's the
Seriously.
thing. Like once you
No.
find the woman is like a powerhouse in every way.
Seriously.
Um,
Even in animation, that woman is like
I,
slaying it.
even in so for anyone who hasn't seen Creature Commandos yet, she's basically the opening scene with Rick Flag Sr., my boyfriend Frank Grillo. So I think that
Jar Jar and the Space
it
Run.
makes sense to keep her.
Yeah.
And if you watch the Flash movie, which I'm not necessarily recommending, the idea of the
If you got nothing else
multiverse,
to do,
yeah,
like
and like
me, that's
and
exactly
the
what I
flopping
did.
pasta of the multiverse of it all, you can sort of back into the fact that like Amanda Waller and Rick Flag Sr. and the rest of the Peacemaker crew and whoever else got caught on a flop of pasta to be in this universe with the new Superman and whoever else. So yeah, Mark Von Grillo. I will take his name. All right, I would do it. There we go. By the way, and yeah, and then the one who played Rick Flags Jr. Why do I keep blanking on his name? He's hot
Oh,
too.
um,
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah. Uh,
He was great in the
why am I
Suicide Squad. And in fact,
dumb?
I loved the Suicide Squad.
Me
Like
too.
with all those stupid characters getting killed, I just thought it was stupid
I liked the
fun.
first one, didn't like the second one.
Well, there's 3. So there's Suicide Squad. No.
Joel Kinnaman.
Wait, is there 3 super No, there's only 2. You're right. There's the first one with Will Smith and then there's the second one with Idris Elba.
Yes.
Which was awful.
I like the Idris Elba one. We're on opposite sides tonight, Skip. We've
They're
been far away
fighting
on
now.
everything.
They're fighting.
that movie was so stupid that it wouldn't register on the IQ
So
score.
Rick Flag Jr. is Joel Kinnaman. If you saw like the first season of Altered Carbon on Netflix, he's phenomenal in that. That's how I got to know him before he played Rick Flag. So, yeah.
Ted Cord. That was who the Blue Beetle was.
Yes, Ted.
Thank you, David.
Have you met Ted?
Joel Kinnaman.
Jar Jar on some rhinos with some clones.
Joel Kinnaman shirtless. Google images. Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
All
right, there's a whole. Oh, he has an Instagram. There's a whole Reddit just on that. See, everyone is too jacked, though. I will say, in all things, right? Like, I've realized that this is now the standard for Hollywood, but like, these are impossible bodies.
Yep. Oh, Cena right from the start. I mean, that man's gym ethic is insane.
Well, doesn't everyone look like a professional wrestler now?
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a major problem. I don't need rom-com stars to look like they can, elbow drop you off the top rope. Like, what are we doing here? It seems really unnecessary.
Hondo over here talking about honor. Sorry.
Oh, Hondo.
Oh, Hondo, you silly.
I do love you some Hondo, though. All right. Skeleton Crew, we're all loving. Do we want to see Hondo and Skeleton Crew?
Yes.
Would love to.
Oh my God, that needs to be a thing. And I have to say this because when you ride Smuggler's Run, you see somebody playing Hondo, like in full makeup and costume, in the cockpit with you as you go through your mission. So why can't that be a thing?
Yeah, I agree. I'm with
and
you
of
on
course,
that.
we got Jim Cummings because we
It's
had
so
Corey
good.
Burton as
the
Cad
voice
Bane,
of Jim
so
Cummings is just amazing.
yeah. I cried when I met him.
I actually want to.
And you saw me cry in front of D. Baker
and Michelle.
And Michelle.
I mentioned
Oh my God, it was so bad.
in our year-end review last night. I mentioned that quickly because we were talking about our high point moments from 2024. And in fact, a lot of people said their favorite project of 2024 was Skeleton Crew. So we'll talk about that at length on. You'll see us on Tune in on Monday, January 1st for the VCN special presentation. New
Get in the
Year's,
chats.
it'll be fun. We're going to
I'll
talk
be
about
there.
our favorite stuff from 24, what we're looking forward to in 25. We talk a little bit of Skeleton Crew. We also talked about all the fun things that happened this year from the family vacation, Rhode Island Comic Con, meeting all of those great people. And some of them we've met before. Last year we met Jim Cummings, who does Hondo in this episode. He signed my Rebels poster. We also met Phil Lamar this year, who is in this episode as Jar Jar.
Mhm.
Matt Lanter was supposed to be at Rhode
We
Island. We've all met him before
Phil
for the
Lamar
most part.
last year.
Yeah, no, it was last year? Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're right.
We
Yeah,
met
see, I already lost
TC
track.
Carson was this year.
But I'm trying to think. We met a bunch of other Rebels people too. Yeah, I mean, my years are blurring.
I
Um,
know. I did the same thing with our what we liked in 2024.
yeah,
Daughters of the Galaxy. I
I
was
was
like,
like, which one was
wait,
which?
what year did this come out? Ugh, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
that's exactly what keeps happening to me. I do want to talk. Oh, we met James Earl Taylor, obviously, who
Oh, yeah. Bro.
was the highlight of Rhode Island. I do want to say this episode features a whole bunch of those people. So James Earl Taylor is obviously here playing Obi-Wan Kenobi. Matt Lanter is Anakin. D. Bradley Baker is, of course, doing all the clones like he always does. Corey Burton always delivering as Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Phil Lamar, our man, as Jar Jar Binks. Greg Ellis plays Turk. Ian Abercrombie, rest in peace, is Chancellor Palpatine. Tom Kane as the narrator. I don't think Yoda's in this episode. Catherine Tabor as Padme, and then David Accord, who, remember when this channel became a David Accord Stan account 2 weeks ago, is here as Pilf. So, which is seemingly one of Hondo's goons. So yeah, I think, yeah, Dave, Phil was at SDCC, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was, but I don't remember seeing him, but I think he was there.
Jar Jar's just taking everybody out.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
darn.
just hilarious in how he can accidentally get everything done.
Yeah. Failed successfully. Oh yeah, they knocked out oh my God, he knocks out the entirety of the force fields and everything.
Oh, you dead, man. You dead.
Yep.
Of course, they have to do it off camera, but you did.
I like the choking with the handcuffs thing.
Yeah.
They do that in No Country for Old Men, and it is brutal.
Oh. I'd forgotten about that. Thanks, Mark.
It's a great scene. I mean, the stunt work is incredible and that kind of stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, good for Jar. Look, I love Jar Jar. I love Darth Jar Jar. One person did say their favorite project of 24 was Rebuild the Galaxy, and mentioned specifically Darth Jar Jar. You got to get props for Darth Nubs and Darth Rose and all the other underrated characters.
Darth Ray. Seriously, shout
Darth
out
Ray.
to Kelly Marie Tran and Ahmed Best coming back to play these dark characters. That was cracking up.
And Helen Sadler, who does the voice of Rey and all of the Lego and everything, she's terrific. I loved her Dark Rey. That was fun. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting some force chokes. Let's go, Dooku. Snap that neck.
Lots of death. Jar Jar can't save these fools.
I like that he shot him from afar. That's amazing. And then, so brutal.
So they're taking hostages, and Dooku's just walking through, just taking people out.
Which is much more effective. Kill these people. I hate to be that guy, but like, I would go to Jedi training for 1 day, and I would be a Sith. I would be on the dark side so fast. It would be.
Your name is literally Darth Von Olin.
Yeah.
You're already there. You're already there.
And there goes Dooku.
And Dooku's like, peace, I'm out.
Peace out.
Like, I'm out of here. In his very very Star Trek-y looking ship.
But why are they shocked? You just see Anakin and Obi-Wan just be like, as they watch the ship fly away. Come on, kids. You know. It's freaking Dooku. Man's a coward. And this is where Hondo fell in love with the Jedi.
Meesa rescue you.
You have nothing we want.
Yeah, don't mess with the pirates. He's feeling slighted.
We have no quarrel with you. We seek no revenge. Oh, girl, that's how we are different.
Yeah, Dooku would kill your ass.
Dooku's going to come back here and wipe you off the face of the earth.
He knows
he
where you
knows
live,
where you live.
Get your ass out of here.
girl. This is why Hondo's on the run from now on forever and basically
Yeah.
pretending to be a new person. He was replaced by a clone a la Avril Lavigne.
That is like a wild
Why
Beatles
he's
like
drunk all
thing.
the time.
Yeah, like, oh, Count Dooku's gonna get me. He doesn't know Count Dooku's dead. Or maybe he does. I feel like he keep tabs on that.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our episode. So good job, Jar Jar, as always, saving the day.
Yeah,
Very
and being
nice lesson
shocked
for.
when he's not like in full control, but it's all good.
Jar
Yeah.
Jar will always save the day. As you, how did you put that? Failing to succeed,
Oh yeah. Failed
the way.
successfully.
failed
Yes.
successfully.
All the way.
Good times. Uh, yeah. What an episode.
Yeah.
I love me some Hondo. You can put him everywhere, and I'm in. And we got a nice amount of Dooku, which he is a real standout within the Clone Wars. Like he's a terrific character. I
Yeah.
love his little arc with the Night Sisters. And then
I
just
honestly love that Corey Burton can carry the torch from Sir Christopher Lee. Even though
And,
we see Christopher Lee in the Clone Wars movie,
Mhm.
it's Corey Burton from here, and he does a fantastic job.
and he holds up. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like Christopher Lee is some big shoes to fill, and Corey does it. Um, and then most importantly, we all agreed that we love Superman. I mean, it's been a really productive episode over here on Closers Visited. We love
Yeah.
Superman. I didn't say which iteration.
There we
we're
go.
All of the Supermans, by the way, I have
Yeah.
the documentary Superman.
It's the first
Oh.
comic book
History.
that I started collecting and
It's-
reading.
I've got to watch that.
It's on Max right now, guys. Watch that documentary. I
Mhm.
started it, but I had to go to work, and I was like, I wish I hadn't started this before I went to work because now I don't want to leave.
Well,
I
I need to mentally and emotionally prepare myself because I hear it is devastating.
It
in the
is-
best way, though. Like
It is
you know,
beautiful. It is poignant. It is tragic. It is a life well lived, even after
Mhm.
tragedy. So,
good.
check it out. Super
that is-
duper man, exactly.
That is on my list.
Yeah.
All right, we have a couple things that we wanted to hit on the network real quick before we break for Christmas and everything else.
Christmas.
Just a reminder that with Celebration looming in 2025, we have our event, the Not So Virtual Cantina Meetup. That's going to be happening in Japan. And if I can find the damn graphic, we'd be in business, so I can
See,
show
it's not
you what's
just me
happening.
trying to find
Here
these
we go.
graphics.
This is the Not So. So it's Thursday, April 17th, 2025. Tickets will be going on sale this Sunday. No, tickets already went on sale. What am I saying?
No, they go on sale January 1st.
January 1st. Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is.
The remaining amount go on sale January
Yes.
1st. And remember, there is only a certain number of people that can get into this.
Yep.
So don't miss out because they sold out within an hour.
Yeah, it was fast. And of course, like we want to thank Hyperspace Props for sponsoring us
Thanks, Mike
at
and
the Not So
Emily.
Virtual. Yeah, they're the best, Mike and Emily. I got to meet Mike at the family vacation. He was
Yep.
teaching everyone how to play sabak, which was really really fun. They're our official sponsor of Not So out in Japan, and you can order all their different props, including the sabak chips and everything, and use code NSVCSE. That actually means Not So Virtual Cantina Special Edition. For anyone who was asking, they were like, what the hell are these letters? They're not random, you guys. Not So Virtual Cantina Special Edition for 10% off your purchase. Makes for some lovely Christmas gifts if anyone is still buying gifts somehow. Yes, January 1st for non-vacation folks was what it was on
Yes.
here. So that's what's happening there. Oh, and there goes our overlay. See, this is there we go, right there. Boom.
Welcome
so-
to the StreamYard.
Yes. And then we need to start putting into the chat is our actual programming graphic every week. That way we have like everything that's coming up. But
Yeah.
Are we doing
this week,
shenanigans tomorrow night?
there should be a Zoom tomorrow night, right? There's almost always a Zoom regardless. I will likely not be on. In fact, I know I won't be on because
I will be watching 24 Hours of Christmas Story.
well, I have a Christmas Eve dinner at some friends.
Sherry, you found some awesome stuff.
Some cool stuff, Sherry. Saw that
Yeah.
post earlier today.
You found hot callus. Hot callus is rare.
Wait, where's this? Sherry, I haven't seen anything today.
Oh, she posted it in the group. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Sherry's
Sherry.
been busy.
Oh yeah, I see Callus
Hot Callus
and
his
Sabine. Oh, there's the Squadron Ghost. Yeah, look, if you can't get the big ghost,
yeah,
I
get
also said
that
the
one.
Hallmark ornament was not a bad. Sherry, these are great.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jeff says Santa may show up for the Zoom too.
Santa May show.
Nice.
Now we have the ghost has landed on my Christmas tree,
Very nice.
Yay!
and it plays the theme to the Rebels.
Yeah, the ornament is very cool. We showed that yesterday in my unboxing, and it's a nice size for an ornament. It's not too overwhelming.
It's about this long.
Quick reminder of things to keep up with on the network. Tomorrow, the Zoom. Wednesday is our night off because it is
Christmas.
Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy
Thursday
holidays,
is
Lori.
yeah, happy holidays. Tomorrow in real life is the new Skeleton Crew. Thursday they'll do the watch along. Friday will be the after show. No show on Sunday, and then we're back on Clone Wars. We're here next Monday with the next episode 13, which continues.
Said for all of us.
By
We're
the way,
here next Monday.
yeah.
Yes. Jedi Crash, which is Anakin gets injured while rescuing Isla Sakura from super battle droids. And so Ahsoka crash lands their shuttle on the neutral planet of Meriden, where native Lurman villages refuse to take sides. I remember this one. This is the one with George Takei. Let me double check if am I remembering this correctly.
Dave
No,
and Jeff were here, and between the three of us, none of us thought, "Oh, let's shoot a video of Skip's Christmas tree."
You're too busy living life.
Yeah, that happens.
It
Yeah.
is definitely, next
Crazy.
level Star Wars Christmas tree.
Yeah, you gotta send us
yeah.
pictures. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh my God, this thing is still running. Let me take this off.
I
think
want to
that's
make sure
everything for this
everybody got
week,
the
but
information.
We do want to make sure everyone
And it's back.
follows. And then that's the other one. So
Oh, yeah.
make sure you follow us on all of our social channels to keep up with all the programming happening this week. And don't forget to tune in on Thursday night for the watch along. That's our next live program. Anything else we need to hit?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Happy
Happy
holidays,
Hanukkah.
everybody.
Hanukkah's on Christmas Day.
That's
Happy
right. Hanukkah starts
Festivus.
Wednesday night. Yeah. All right, great. Well, thanks everyone for joining us and for waiting for us to start on our late start tonight. But we hope you enjoyed Clone Wars. We hope everyone is loving all iterations of Superman.
Yes.
And we'll talk Creature Commandos. And don't forget, What If is playing right now as well.
Yes. Shout out to my friend Stephen Frank and the crew at Marvel Animation for putting this on. You guys are doing a phenomenal job so far.
I loved today's episode.
Yes.
Agatha. Oh man, it was so good. So I highly recommend. All right. Well, with that, everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. We will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Long live the Republic.